In a shocking twist that has taken the sports world by surprise, Nike has officially apologized to WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark. But wait, there's more. This apology is paired with a tribute that's reportedly unlike anything Nike has ever done before. Fans and the media are left in disbelief, and everyone is trying to figure out what triggered this sudden change. Let's dive into the details of this unexpected move that's shaking up the sports scene. Fans are divided on this. Some are applauding this apology as a long overdue recognition of Caitlin Clark's incredible impact on basketball. On the other hand, there are skeptics questioning Nike's true motives, especially since this came right as Adidas was reportedly about to offer her a jaw-dropping $30 million deal. This situation goes beyond just basketball. It's influencing corporate decisions and challenging how female athletes are treated and celebrated in the world of sports. This story is more than just about one athlete or one company. It's a powerful message about the need for equality in sports. Before we dive deeper into the details, we'd love for you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps us going and helps us bring you the best sports stories, from the court all the way to the tunnel. This has been an incredible season for Aliyah Boston. Her impact has been huge, and her leadership has inspired so many young players, including her rookie teammates. Aliyah has been instrumental in bringing energy and passion to every game. The way she plays and supports her team as something special. Caitlin Clark has truly shattered barriers in women's basketball. Her performances are nothing short of legendary, with her impressive long-range shots and incredible playmaking abilities. In just one season, she's drawn comparisons to all-time greats like Steph Curry and LeBron James, not just because of her talent, but because of the way she elevates the game. Caitlin Clark's remarkable talent has not only redefined women's basketball, but also sparked a broader movement advocating for the visibility and respect that female athletes deserve. Her incredible skills on the court and her ability to connect with fans have made her a game changer in every sense. But despite her achievements, corporate recognition has been painfully slow to follow. Nike's initial silence regarding Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise was surprising, especially considering the brand's quickness to celebrate male athletes like Michael Jordan and Zion Williamson. Clark's phenomenal success, however, seemed to go unnoticed. This wasn't just a missed opportunity for her, it sent a discouraging message to every young girl who dreams of a future where women's basketball gets the same respect as the men's game. It's frustrating to see the spotlight shine on other athletes, while players like Caitlin Clark continue to fight for acknowledgement. Her undeniable talent deserves the same recognition and corporate backing that male athletes often receive. In fact, Clark's rise in women's basketball has sparked important conversations, not only about her abilities, but also about the biases that still hinder the progress of female athletes. She is more than just a player. She's the face of a movement for equality, inspiring change both on and off the court. Her fans agree it's time for Caitlin Clark to get the recognition she's earned. Her impact isn't confined to the game of basketball. She's a trailblazer, inspiring countless young athletes to chase their dreams with determination and resilience. Women's sports are evolving, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge. Now here's the surprising twist. Caitlin Clark, who many expected to be one of Nike's biggest stars, was signed to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. Nike, the biggest brand in athletic apparel, seemed to have hit a gold mine with her. So why has the brand seemingly ignored her? After dropping $28 million on Clark, it felt like Nike wasn't following through. No ads, no commercials, no merchandise, nothing. For months, as Caitlin Clark's breathtaking performances were taking the internet by storm, Nike's silence was deafening. Fans eagerly awaited a campaign, a billboard, or at least a simple social media post, but the brand, known for its slogan, "Just Do It," didn't seem to take any action. This silence was a huge missed opportunity. It became even more glaring when compared to Nike's aggressive efforts in launching the careers of male athletes. For instance, when Zion Williamson entered the NBA, Nike went all in, celebrating his debut with massive campaigns and promotions. The stark contrast between Clark's monumental accomplishment and Nike's lack of acknowledgement was embarrassing. The message was clear, whether intentional or not. Women's basketball still wasn't viewed as worthy of the same investment. It was a bitter reminder that despite the growing popularity of women's sports, there's still a long way to go before they receive the recognition and respect they deserve. What are we talking about? The 22-year-old rookie isn't just any rookie. She might be the best one we've ever seen. She's part of the best backcourt in the league, alongside Kelsey Mitchell, an absolute bucket getter. Let's break it down. Cross, pound, dribble, pull up, three swish, out the net. That's the best off guard in the league at 22, and the best point guard too. But critics argue that this oversight of Caitlin Clark reveals a deeper issue: the systemic undervaluation of female athletes. Nike's failure to act sparked intense conversations about the gender disparities in sports marketing. As these discussions grew, it became clear that the silence from one of the biggest sports brands in the world wasn't just an oversight, it pointed to a bigger cultural problem in the industry. Caitlin Clark, a West Des Moines native, continues to break records on the court, but her impact goes beyond that. She's breaking records off the court as well, doing things no other female athlete has done before. Some even call her Iowa royalty, as she paves the way for women's athletes in her home state. Her success is visible throughout Iowa, and she's become a local legend. Her first major name, image, and likeness deal came from Hy-Vee, a retailer founded right in Iowa. This is what we call the Caitlin Clark effect. Her popularity is undeniable, and it's only growing. Meanwhile, Nike stumbled in its response to Clark's rise. Adidas, however, saw an opportunity. Rumors began to spread that Adidas was preparing a game-changing $30 million offer to make Caitlin Clark the face of their brand. This wasn't just about signing a star, it was about sending a message. Adidas recognized what Nike failed to see. Caitlin Clark is the future of basketball, and aligning with her is a step toward progress. Adidas has always been known for shaking up the industry, and this bold move could reshape the world of sports marketing forever. The brand has demonstrated its commitment to women's sports with strategic sponsorships and innovative campaigns. By stepping in where Nike hesitated, Adidas didn't just position itself as a competitor, it became an advocate for gender equality in sports marketing. This deal has the potential to set off a domino effect, pushing other brands to rethink how they value and support female athletes. The stakes are higher than ever, and the spotlight is now on these two giants as they battle for a key role in the future of sports. Now, Caitlin Clark's birthday gift exchange shows just how much she's appreciated. Check this out, she got a gift for us too. These thick shoelaces are such a cool touch, and the color green is on point. I love them. It's exciting to see athletes like Caitlin getting celebrated not just for their on-court skills, but for their influence off the court too. In this moment, we see a shift happening, one that could forever change the way we view female athletes in the world of sports. The game is evolving, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge. This moment represents much more than just a game. It's about the urgent need for better representation and investment in women's sports. Caitlin Clark is at the forefront of this change, with the potential to reshape the landscape for female athletes everywhere. While Nike's silence looms large, Adidas steps in as a possible ally, ushering in a new era of inclusivity and recognition for women in sports. The battle for Caitlin Clark is about far more than branding. It's a reflection of broader societal values and the need for change in how female athletes are perceived and supported. As fans, athletes, and brands watch this dramatic story unfold, it's clear that silence can speak louder than words. The choices made by these corporations in the coming weeks will not only impact marketing strategies, they will shape the future of women's sports for generations to come. Will Nike finally break its silence and join the conversation? Or will Adidas continue to lead the way in championing the athletes who have long been overlooked? The world is waiting with bated breath to find out. First things first, who's the first player in Fever history and the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double? How do you feel about that accomplishment? It was a great game. Thank you all for coming out. You made the environment electric. I don't know if we would have won without you. We really appreciate it. You guys brought so much energy throughout the game. Some of the keys to winning were just staying resilient. We were down by 6 with 3 minutes left, but we found a way to win. We held them to just 3 points in those final minutes. We played well on both ends of the court. You just beat the #1 team in the league. What kind of confidence does that give you moving forward? It feels really good. Knowing we can win these close games at home gives us a lot of confidence. It shows we can compete with anyone. In an unexpected turn of events, one that almost felt like a scene from a movie, Nike has finally decided to speak up. The brand unveiled a significant tribute to Caitlin Clark. A grand banner now hangs proudly above the Indiana Fever Arena, featuring her image alongside a heartfelt message honoring her extraordinary accomplishments. However, as impressive as this gesture is, the timing raises questions. Why has Nike chosen this specific moment to act? And what prompted such a sudden response? For many fans, Nike's apology feels bittersweet. On one hand, it's gratifying to see Caitlin finally getting the recognition she deserves. But on the other hand, it's hard to ignore the feeling that this gesture might be more of a reaction to the rumored partnership between Caitlin Clark and Adidas, rather than a genuine celebration of her impact on the sport. The timing of the announcement suggests Nike may be in damage control mode, trying to salvage its reputation amid growing criticism. As Caitlin Clark continues to break barriers and lead the charge for women's sports, the world watches closely to see which brands will truly stand behind her. How does it feel to know that journalists who cover this league every day believe you are one of the top 5 MVP candidates? It's definitely cool, especially when you think about where I started this year and how much I've been able to grow since then. It's an honor to be in that conversation. As Caitlin Clark enters Game 40, she reflects on how far she's come. It feels like night and day from where I started, and I'm proud of myself for that. I've learned a lot, and I've had to do it without much time to practice or implement things I wanted to. I've had to adjust to a new scheme, new teammates, and a new coach. However, critics quickly pointed out the underlying issues with Nike's recent gesture. While the banner and tribute video are certainly a positive step, they don't erase the months of neglect that led up to this point. For many fans and observers, Nike's apology feels hollow, raising questions about whether the company genuinely values women's basketball or if it's simply reacting to rising competition. The tribute Nike created for Caitlin Clark was undoubtedly impressive. A vibrant video campaign aired across major networks, highlighting her record-breaking achievements and featuring testimonials from basketball legends like Sue Bird and Candace Parker. The tagline "Unstoppable Caitlin Clark" quickly gained traction online, signaling that Nike was ready to embrace her as a cultural icon. But despite the excitement, some fans couldn't shake the feeling that this recognition came too late. Although the tribute was moving, many felt it was more about regaining trust than truly celebrating Clark's extraordinary talent. Social media responses were mixed. While some praised Nike for honoring Caitlin, others accused the brand of capitalizing on her popularity only after public pressure had forced their hand. This sentiment was highlighted in a story where a fan, Frankie, claimed to feel unsafe at an Indiana Fever game. In the story, Frankie details an uncomfortable encounter, saying, "The woman behind me was mocking Dee's eyelashes and only stopped when my partner turned around and told her to stop being racist. Then there was a man in a MAGA hat and a woman in a band nails shirt with cartoonishly fake nails." Despite the skepticism around the timing of the tribute, it undeniably boosted Caitlin Clark's visibility. Fans who may have previously overlooked women's basketball found themselves drawn into her story. For Caitlin, the moment was bittersweet, a long overdue recognition that, while significant, unfolded amid controversy and debate. Nike's last-minute apology and tribute to Caitlin Clark serve as a reminder of the complexities surrounding corporate recognition in sports. While the brand's acknowledgement of her achievements marks a step in the right direction, it's crucial to examine the motivations behind such gestures and their impact on the public's view of women's sports. For both Caitlin and her fans, the situation is a blend of gratitude and disappointment, reflecting the ongoing fight for genuine recognition and support for women in athletics. As the dust settles, one can only hope that this moment sparks a shift, prompting brands to engage more consistently and meaningfully with female athletes moving forward. In her post-game comments, Caitlyn reflected on her team's performance, particularly in their struggle to capitalize on opportunities. "We were down by 8 or maybe even 11 going into the fourth," she said. "We had our chances, but we didn't play to the level we're capable of, and we didn't shoot the ball well. But even with that, we're still capable of winning games like this." The public's reaction to Nike's apology was just as varied as Caitlin Clark's fanbase. Many hailed it as a historic moment in sports, celebrating the recognition of Clark and all women athletes fighting for equal acknowledgement. Fans took to social media in droves, with hashtags like #CAITLY and Clark and #Nike dominating the conversation for days. On the other hand, some were far less forgiving. Critics argued that Nike only responded due to pressure from Adidas, who had reportedly made an impressive $30 million offer to sign Clark. One tweet, which went viral and garnered over 10,000 likes, questioned if Nike would have acted at all had Adidas not made its move. The skepticism was widespread, with many wondering if Nike's apology could ever truly make up for the months of silence that preceded it. A vocal minority even accused Nike of using Caitlin Clark as a pawn in a corporate battle, arguing that the tribute was more of a strategic move to mitigate reputational damage than a genuine recognition of Clark's remarkable talent. This spectrum of reactions highlights just how deeply this saga has resonated with sports fans around the world. At a press conference following the tribute, Caitlyn addressed the controversy with grace and composure. She expressed her gratitude for the recognition, but reminded everyone of the bigger picture. "It's not about me," she said, making it clear that her focus is on advancing the cause for women's sports as a whole. Caitlin Clark's poised response to the ongoing controversy surrounding Nike's tribute reinforced her position as a true leader not just in basketball, but in the broader movement for women's sports. In her thoughtful remarks, Clark emphasized that her mission goes far beyond personal recognition. It's about inspiring the next generation and ensuring that women's basketball receives the respect it so deeply deserves. Her comments shifted the conversation from the months of neglect to the larger issue of gender equality in sports marketing, urging brands to treat women's sports as a fundamental part of their strategies rather than an afterthought. Her humility and vision elevated her above the controversy, transforming her into a role model who wasn't just focused on the game, but on advocating for systemic change. Fans, even those who had been critical of her, began to see her as more than an athlete. She became a beacon for lasting change. This moment in Clark's career added another significant chapter to her legacy as a trailblazer both on and off the court. With a track record that includes being a WNBA champion, Olympian, two-time MVP, and two-time Defensive Player of the Year, her impact is undeniable. As she boldly declared, "If you don't know how I shine now, you will." Nike's tribute and apology marked a significant shift in how women's basketball is perceived. For years, the sport has struggled to step out from the shadow of its male counterpart despite featuring some of the most talented athletes in the world. Caitlin Clark's story became a turning point, forcing fans, brands, and media to confront the persistent inequalities in sports. This could be the moment that sparks a new era of visibility and respect for women's sports if brands like Nike and Adidas continue to invest in players like Clark. The stakes are high, and the chance to reshape the narrative is within reach. However, the path forward is fraught with challenges. Institutional biases and decades of neglect won't disappear overnight. It will require ongoing commitment from players, fans, and corporate sponsors to ensure that this moment isn't just a fleeting one but a catalyst for lasting change. Christine Brennan from USA Today recently asked a question about an incident involving Dee Carrington poking Caitlin Clark in the eye with her acrylic nails. It sparked significant backlash and debates about potential consequences. This incident, alongside the backlash Nike faced, became a critical wake-up call for the sportswear giant. Nike's misstep in failing to properly acknowledge Clark earlier exposed significant blind spots in the company's approach to supporting female athletes. It demonstrated the risks of underestimating the power and influence of women's sports in today's cultural climate. Looking ahead, Nike must prove that its apology wasn't mere lip service. Fans now expect more than flashy campaigns. They want genuine, long-term commitment to supporting female athletes across all levels. This includes equitable sponsorships, equal marketing budgets, and a sincere effort to amplify women's voices in sports. If Nike can rise to the challenge, it has the opportunity to lead a cultural shift. But if it falters again, competitors like Adidas will be ready to capitalize. The ball is now in Nike's court, and the stakes have never been higher. Caitlin Clark, as she's been doing throughout her career, continues to prove that her journey is about much more than basketball. She's leading the charge for equality and progress in women's sports. As for her reaction to the ongoing controversy, Caitlin acknowledged she doesn't pay much attention to social media, but was still aware of the debates surrounding her. "I'm not on social media, but you'd be surprised. I still have my TV on, and I'm watching sports," she shared. The competition between Nike and Adidas is intensifying as both brands vie for dominance in an evolving market. For Adidas, the rumored $30 million deal with Caitlin Clark is not just a sponsorship. It's a bold move to reshape the landscape of sports marketing. Meanwhile, Nike's apology and tribute to Clark are attempts to reaffirm its position as the leader in the industry. This rivalry isn't solely about market share. It's about setting the tone for how female athletes will be valued and celebrated in the years to come. The battle is fierce and fans are paying close attention to every move. However, the true winner in this competition may very well be women's sports itself. With increased investment from both brands, discussions about gender equality in athletics have gained momentum. As this corporate battle unfolds, players and fans alike stand to benefit from the ripple effects. Whether it's through increased visibility for women's sports or more equitable sponsorship, the saga of Caitlin Clark and Nike tells a powerful story of missteps, redemption, and the importance of collective advocacy. It reminds us that progress in sports and beyond is possible, but it requires sustained effort from all of us athletes, fans, and brands. As fans, we hold significant power to shape the narrative by demanding better from the institutions we support. What are your thoughts on Nike's apology? Do you believe it was a genuine act of recognition, or was it simply a response to mounting pressure? We'd love to hear your insights. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating stories about the world of sports and beyond.